Y'all, do y'all think this is good lighting? Like, I feel like it could be better. I don't know if this lamp will do anything. Okay, it did it. It did the damn thing. Good evening, you guys. As y'all can tell, I got a little face mask on because let me tell y'all a little story. So I was just having a little creator's block right now, and I was gonna film a little like get unready with me, like, you know, getting ready to like go to bed type shit and like what I do type shit, chit chatting with you guys. But I wasn't really happy with how the video was turning out. And when it comes to filming, if I don't like what I'm filming as I'm filming it, it's literally gonna make me shut down and I'm not gonna even want to finish the video. This happens like more times than y'all think, and there's a lot of videos that have not been uploaded or even got to editing because of the fact that I just simply did not like it. I just didn't like it. So I decided, why don't I do a little like unwind with me sort of thing where I kind of just relax with my face mask on and kind of just chat with you guys, because I did ask on my Instagram, you know, topics y'all wanted me to go over and just stuff about me that y'all wanted to know, or just like, you know, a little life update, I guess you could say. But yeah, we're in my little robe. I went to the gym earlier and I took a shower there, so that way when I came home I could literally just sit down and chat with you guys and not have to worry about staying up late or losing sleep or anything. The face mask I'm using, let me get it real quick. This is the mask. It's the BOSCIA charcoal pore pudding mask. I'll put it in the description, but I got it at Ulta. It was on sale and it smells really weird, but apparently it's really good for your pores. I've only used it a few times, so I can't really give it like, you know, a full review because I haven't used it enough to pay attention to how it works. But I just put it on for you guys so we can kind of, you know, do a face mask together. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into these questions slash topics. Okay, so one question I did get a lot was, how is my mental health? Now, being completely honest, it can definitely improve. I feel like I'm maturing enough to acknowledge, you know, what my toxic habits are and how I can fix them, and that it's okay to seek help and I shouldn't be ashamed of it. At the end of the day, you know yourself better than anybody else, and you know when you hit that point where you're like, okay, I may need help. I just feel like I struggle having mixed emotions about things. So like, for example, when I get in a disagreement with somebody, I may like be very irritated and furious in the moment, but then literally like right after I let them speak their mind and kind of just get out what they need to get out, and I actually understand where they're coming from, and I hit that point where I'm like, okay, let me just listen and understand where they're coming from instead of just thinking that I'm always right. I shut down, I get really upset, I get this really bad guilt feeling, and it literally takes me over. Like, I cry and I just like have a huge breakdown because I feel so guilty for like how furious I got at them, or like how I could have handled the situation much better than I did. So I feel like that's definitely something that I do want to look into professionally, like getting help on, because it could be a PTSD thing, it could be an anxiety thing, because I do have like anxiety about my future a lot, and I didn't really start realizing it till recently, and I overanalyze my future a lot. So I feel like because I do that, it causes me to overanalyze somebody's opinion if we do not agree on the same thing, you know what I'm saying, or that we have different just views on it. I am, you know, coming to the sense that I need to be more open when it comes to other people's opinions and other people's thoughts, and respect that, and not just think that, oh, just because they may not agree with what I agree on means that they don't respect me, they don't like me, they don't understand me. Yeah, that's one thing that I definitely do want to work on and want to get help in. I can self-diagnose my emotions, what I'm feeling in the moment, but I can't self-diagnose myself like overall. Like, if I'm feeling this way for a frequent amount of time, I wouldn't be able to be like, okay, you're depressed, okay, you have anxiety, okay, you're bipolar. Like, I don't want to self-diagnose myself in that way because I'm not knowledgeable enough in that field to know what exactly is my medical diagnosis for what I'm feeling. And if anything, I could not even have one. I could just be stressed and, you know, have like a lot of things going on in my life, and it could just be a stress reaction, but I would never know until I saw someone professionally. So that is something that I am looking into, and I hope that soon I do kind of get at least some answers as to why I feel this way, why I react the way I react, and why I have these toxic habits built up. And sometimes you don't even need to go to a doctor. It could just be going to a therapist and having somebody else listen to you besides, like, let's say your significant other, your family, friends, anybody that you talk to closely, just any loved one. Sometimes it's better to talk about it with a different person, like completely different person that could not even be in your life, like a therapist. That way you can get a different view, thoughts, and it's not so biased, if that makes sense. But yeah, overall, my mental health could always be better, and I think it's all about, you know, making sure that I love myself, making sure I put myself first, and making sure that I reassure myself that I am going to be okay at the end of the day, and that as long as I have myself, then that's all that matters. I have caught myself so many times going above and beyond for people that wouldn't do the same for me. Obviously limited that and started cutting that down. So I become more sensitive now to people that try it on me. School isn't kicking my ass too much because I am doing part-time this semester just so I could give myself a breather, because last semester was very, very hard on me mentally and just emotionally and everything. So I just took this semester to do part-time so that way I could work, provide the content that I wanted to, and I could be happy doing everything that I wanted to do. Next semester I will be a full-time student. But yeah, so we're thugging it out. Also, work has been kicking my ass. I work 30 hours a week and manage to do YouTube and work out and school, so it's definitely a lot. I have decided I'm gonna cut back to 4 days so that way I can, you know, really prioritize myself and make sure that I'm not overworking myself, because I have had breakdowns about, you know, overworking myself and how I'm so tired, I have no time to myself. If you are in my position, or you even work more than me or whatever, just know that you do not need to overwork your body like you think you do. All right, another topic I'm gonna go over is long distance relationships, because I am in a long distance relationship currently, and I do get, like, you know, questions on, you know, how do you feel about it, how do you get through it, you know, what's your tips on maintaining it and it being healthy. And I would say my top 2 things is trust and communication, and I'm pretty sure that's obvious with every relationship, but it is something that is especially important in long distance, because you have to realize that you are not going to see this person as much as you want to. Like, you do not have access to literally go see this person every day. So that's one thing that once I came to terms with, it was like, okay, since I do not have access to that, what can I do from a distance that can make me feel like I am that close to him? When I say communication, I mean, if you don't like something, literally speak your mind. If something bothers you, speak your mind. If something makes you happy, speak your mind, because we are not with each other in person enough to see what bothers us and what doesn't, and we cannot express it in a physical way. So if we see or peep something that bothers each other, we have to say it then and there, because it's not like something that we're gonna see physically, if that makes sense. Like, it has to be communicated, because we would never know since we're not face to face. So communication for sure. However, you don't want to over communicate in a long distance relationship, because it could cause some boring moments in your relationship if y'all are just talking all the freaking time, y'all aren't giving each other independency, anything like that. You just have to make sure that there's a balance talking to each other, but y'all also give each other the same amount of time to work on themselves, get their own shit done, and just be able to live their life independently. And that's the positive side of being in a long distance relationship. that you are able to grow independently in such a significant way than if you were to see your significant other all the time every day. And it just makes the meetups and the link ups and just seeing each other like so much more memorable and exciting, because y'all are just like, wow, like this is like one of those moments we've been waiting for so and so amount of days or months or years or whatever. Y'all enjoy your time so much more, but that only happens if y'all do not over communicate when y'all are away from each other. You know what I'm saying? Me and my boyfriend have been together for a year and almost 5 months. We started dating October 2020. I met him through college, and you know, it's been great since. We don't really have too hard of disagreements. We do talk our shit out. No matter how ugly it gets, we definitely make sure that we talk it out and we understand each other. I'm still learning to understand him and not just close off so fast when he does like say his piece of the, you know, disagreement. I have a toxic habit of definitely not hearing the other person's side when it comes to relationships, friendships, even just disagreements within my family, closing off to the other person, thinking that I'm right, putting my pride aside. Like, I can't just do that for the freaking disagreement or the just conversation. And you have to realize that in long distance relationships, not even just that, but relationships in general that are healthy require difficult conversations that need to be made. And if you can't handle that, then it's not going to work. Not just 50-50, but also 80-20. There's gonna be times where maybe I'm down and he has to go the extra mile, or he's down and I have to go the extra mile. What really solidified our relationship within these past few months, I want to say solidified, but I guess you could say gave a boost, if that makes sense. Like, our relationship has been completely fine, but I feel like what really kind of made an improvement in it was when he came out about him wanting to start Twitch. And he does have a Twitch stream account, whatever. He does have a Twitch account. I'm sorry, y'all, I do not know too much about Twitch. I do watch it with him occasionally, but I don't know like much about the Twitch community. But yes, he does have a Twitch. He recently started it and he's been thinking about it for a long amount of time, and I've been telling him just go for it, because he did the same thing for me when I wanted to start YouTube. He was saying just go for it, you can't care about what people think, don't make excuses to not do it, just literally do it. And I started it and here we are. So I would definitely say him coming out about Twitch was just such like a sparkling moment for us, because I've been waiting for him to kind of just make this decision and make this step. And now that he finally did and he allowed himself to have the confidence to do it, it makes me happy, because it's like one more thing that I can support him in, and it's also something that kind of aligns with what I do. So it just makes me happy because we both are doing something that is in a similar field and just a similar industry, because it does involve social media and just content creating in general. He does love gaming, which is why he decided to start a stream and talking as well throughout it. And for me, I talk my ass off and I love just creating videos. It just ties in together, and I feel like when you do commit to somebody that has similar interests, or you know, wants to do something along the lines of what you want to do, it is an amazing thing, because y'all can just connect on such a deeper level, especially when y'all are, you know, having your moments when you're down. You are hearing from somebody that's much more understanding than if you were to be with somebody that knows nothing about the industry, knows nothing about the field, and it causes more frustration because the other person, yes, they may be supportive, but you're not really getting the point of view that you want. Moral of what I'm saying is communication and trust is key in a healthy long distance relationship. We probably only see each other, if I were to take a guess, 3 to 4 times a year. Now obviously that would improve if we were on some rich shit, but we're not at that point. So the next time I do see him is gonna be in June, and it's March, so that's 3 months, and this will be the longest time that we've had away from each other. So that's gonna be crazy. I haven't seen him since his birthday, which was in February, so I am ecstatic. to see him for my birthday, and I feel like it's gonna be a great moment to spend together because we would have just spent freaking, how many months is that? 4 months away from each other. And because we went from going to the same school to me transferring back home, it's such a huge adjustment. However, it wasn't that difficult because we already spent like our like breaks, like winter break and summer break, away from each other. We kind of just look at it as, okay, we're doing the same thing, we're just extending it a few months, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so far it's healthy. So far I'm happy. It's all about making sure that you're doing it with the right person, you know? Like, not every relationship is perfect. That's just the truth of it. I'm not gonna come on here and cap and act like, okay, our relationship never has any disagreements or anything, because disagreements do happen in a relationship. If y'all do not have disagreements, then that shit is not real. So now there's a difference between disagreements and just being straight toxic. I'm spending too much time on one question. Like, I just literally spit out words and I don't actually understand, not even understand, I don't actually think about, okay, does this make sense? Like, what is wrong with me? Okay, so I did get a question on how does it feel to be halfway to 1K? It is such an amazing feeling. I literally would not be here without you guys. It's crazy to think about it. I have been doing YouTube for almost a year, and yes, being at 500 subs right now may seem like a small amount of progress to some people, but I feel like it is such a big accomplishment to me right now, and it's something that I do not take lightly. I'm one of those people where I peep every increase in my following and my subscribers and my engagement and everything, and I peep it, and it's not like something that I brush off. I literally appreciate every single person that comments, likes, subscribes, views my videos. Like, I am appreciative for every single action that happens on any of my socials. There's a lot of people like out there that do take that for granted, those people that support you and that have been there since day one, and I'm one of those people that I do peep my supporters that have been here since day one. And not only that, but I do peep the people that consistently support my account even if they haven't been here since freaking the start. It's just crazy. It's really crazy to say, hey, I'm at 500 subs. Like, that's insane. And then this past week I grew freaking 40 subs. Like, once I hit 500, I was like, yo, like, what the heck? It's all about having a great support system. Your support system has a lot to do with how you progress. If you do not have the right people around you, I'm telling you, your progress is not going to incline like you want it to. And I learned that there was people around me, like, okay, that I felt like could support me more or that didn't support me, and I have cut people off previously for these certain reasons, because I feel like if I'm supporting you, YouTube is something that's a part of me, so why aren't you supporting like my YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Talking makes my throat itch. It's like my throat is sandpaper right now. 1K is the goal as of right now. I do not want to reach for something that I feel like is unreasonable. Not saying that it won't happen, but I'm one of those people that I take baby steps instead of just trying to make a goal that's not like impossible, but just not reasonable in my situation. For people that are just starting out or people that do want to grow their platform, be consistent. That is a huge thing that I've realized. I have definitely seen that since I've became more consistent, I have more engagement. I am able to connect more with my supporters. I enjoy what I'm doing more. It's something that I look forward to now. It's not something that I take for granted as much, because once you build a routine of filming, editing, and posting, it's like it gets addicting, because there's times when you first start out and it's like you get this adrenaline rush of starting, but then once you actually experience the behind the scenes of what actually goes into content creating, you're like, wow, like this is more than I thought. There has been so many nights where I've filmed a video or, you know, been editing a video and I'm like, nope, I do not like this, I'm not putting it out. Because if I film something, like literally midway through, I will freaking stop if I don't like what I'm filming. And that's one thing too. I have been liking filming more authentic videos rather than everything being so routine based, because that's not realistic. That's not realistic to my lifestyle. And yes, I do want to build like a daily routine as of like what I do in the morning, but besides that, as long as I get everything done that I need to get done during the day, that's all that matters. The only thing that really is like the root that I want to have during my day is my morning routine and my night routine. Everything else that happens in between, as long as I get shit done, that's all that I freaking care about. I like to have structure, but I don't like to have my whole day literally planned to the T, to where if one thing gets set off, it literally just blows up in my mind and I think it's the end of the world. I learned to stop having that mindset. Thank you guys so much for 500K, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. In honor of 500K, I want to show y'all my first PR box. I got sent this PR box yesterday. Carol's daughter hit me up. They were like, hey, we want to send you a box, and we're having this little promotion. Not like promotion, but we're having this thing called National Curl Crush Day, which is actually tomorrow. Today is the 15th, but it's March 16th, and it's basically going to be a thing where a lot of natural haired girls post about their personal journey, you know, whether it's growing their hair or just hair changes that they've experienced, just their natural hair care journey over the year. And y'all, I have been through it with my hair. I have been through it. Y'all have barely seen any of it because I've never talked about it on my channel, which one day I probably will. They're black vanilla line. So this is the shampoo, conditioner, and their hydrating leave-in. I've never used this line, so I am so excited to use it. This is not sponsored. They literally just willingly sent me this, like, they just hit me up and they're like, let's just send you a box. And I was like, oh my god, I really gotta show y'all, because this is all to y'all, and oh, y'all are the reason I'm here right now. Like, I am so appreciative for this. This is my first PR box, and for it to be from Carol's daughter, like, that's insane. I really want to start collecting like PR boxes. I feel like it's one of those like memorable things. I just wanted to show you guys, since we were talking about me hitting 500 subs. I did get a question about the gym. How do I stay consistent? And this also kind of ties in with how I stay motivated and productive, because I did get some questions on that. I would say the base to your productivity is literally your morning. Your morning and how you go to sleep. Whatever you do in the morning, that is literally going to kickstart how your day is going to go. So like, for example, I woke up late today, and the reason why I woke up late today was because I was up till like almost 3 a.m. last night. That caused my morning to be a fail because I woke up mad tired. I went back to sleep. I didn't go to the gym in the morning. I ended up going after work. I don't want to do that, because I want the whole evening part of my day to be dedicated towards whether it's filming, editing, schoolwork, uploading, all that. That's like what the second half of my day is dedicated towards. So if I work out afterwards, then that's like me limiting the amount of time I have to do things like that. Motivation's never gonna be there consistently. I can tell y'all that now. It's all about being disciplined, but how you become disciplined is by making healthy habits. Like, you know, doing those little things, whether it's getting up early, eating the right breakfast, journaling, whatever, doing something that you know is going to kick-start your day well. Like, if you make these healthy habits, it's literally gonna not only impact your day, but it's going to impact you in a lifetime. What's really taught me that is this book that I'm currently reading, which is called Atomic Habits. Y'all, I'm not a book reader at all, but I am trying to change that like so bad, and I'm trying to read more like, I guess you could say, self-care slash like self-improvement books, and this is something I've heard great things about. I've been reading it and it's been so informational, and the thing is, I was gonna read it and return it, but I feel like I should keep it. Like, I feel like this is one of those books that you can keep it and literally read back on. Like, don't return it, you need to keep, because if you need to put your ass in check, you gotta reread it. You gotta go through some pages, because this is some helpful ass shit, and it's like science based. Like, it's backed up by science too. So if y'all are really into self-improvement and just improving your life by just changing your habits, definitely read that book. I got it on Amazon with Prime for like $11. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. How your day goes and how your life goes is all about the habits you make and all about what you do to increase your productivity. But yeah, when it comes to the gym, one thing I can say that definitely helps me is creating a routine that you will stick to. Because if you do not like your routine and you just keep switching it up and you're bored going to the gym and all that, it causes you to become inconsistent, which I had been recently experiencing this past week. I was like, okay, I don't have a cardio routine right now that I'm trying to build up, and it's just causing mad inconsistency with my workouts. And it's like, okay, what can I do to make sure that I not only get my lifting done but also my cardio? So basically what I'm trying this week is I'm trying to separate my cardio and my lifting days. So right now I'm trying to split where I lift 4 days a week and then I do cardio 3 days a week, but I only do cardio on that day, like no lifting. And then like on my lift days, if I do want to do like a light cardio, I could do like a 30-minute walk on 3 speed, not no incline, but just like some calm stuff, so that way I'm at least getting some steps in, burning some sort of calories, and getting, you know, cardio in just overall at the end of my workout, just kind of as a cool down, I guess. Finding a routine that you like and making sure that you like your workouts. Just because Stairmaster works for somebody or Stairmaster is something that somebody likes does not mean it's gonna be the same way for you. Because for me, I was in a 12-3-30 phase for a minute, but then I tried Stairmaster and I'm like, hey, I kind of like this burn, and I also kind of like jump roping. However, for my goals, list cardio is better for me. So now what I'm gonna try this week is only doing jump roping once this week, and then the other 2 days doing my 20-minute Stairmaster. Keeping it like that. You don't want to overcomplicate it. I feel like if you really think that you are not going to keep yourself accountable for doing cardio after your lifts, which is what I'm feeling right now, then just separate it. Like literally do your cardio on a separate day than your lifts, and it keeps yourself accountable of doing it. So that way, you know, when you're going in the gym, that's all you're doing. You're not lifting before cardio. You're not thinking about cardio when you're lifting. You are strictly just doing it for that day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying that this week. I'm hoping it goes well. Yes, I'm working out every day, but it's not like I'm working out the same muscle group every day. I'm not doing that. So my next question is, what's your motive you have for life when things get hard? My happiness. And I feel like what also definitely defines a motive for me is my tats. One of my tats says fear is a choice, and my other tat says I suffered, I learned, I changed. Those two tats, they literally define me in ways I cannot express. I feel like suffering, self-growth from suffering is just such an amazing thing. You change dramatically from that, and I feel like with that tat, it really defines a lot of the things that I go through, as well as this fear is a choice one. That one is actually from a quote in one of my favorite movies. It's called After Earth, and basically I think it's with Will Smith and Jaden Smith, and there's this scene where he talks about how fear is a choice. I don't know if I can put it on for you guys because I don't know if I will get copyrighted. It's facts. Like, for you to be fearful, it is a choice. You can't say that fear is just like a thing that is always gonna be there. It's definitely something that you choose to have. Yes, everybody has emotions and can fear things, but it's all about your mindset. I have definitely experienced a lot of fear in my life, and I've realized over time that it is a choice. How you look at things and just fearing things in general, it's a choice, because you can choose to not be afraid of something if you just face it. Facing your fears is what makes fear a choice, if that makes sense. So you can either face it, or you can just be afraid of it for the rest of your life and have that stick with you as you grow old. Something I don't want to do, you know, growing up and just becoming mature. I don't want to live throughout my life and be like, wow, this is a fear that I've had that I have not overcame or just even tried to acknowledge, and I just kept ignoring it. All right, we're gonna do one more question because I've been chatting for like 40 minutes and I need to take this face mask off. Probably gonna take some melatonin. That's gonna take my ass to sleep. Please do not take melatonin every night, because then it's not gonna have an effect on you. Okay, my last question we're gonna discuss today is, what are some of my goals? Obviously there's some goals that are just too, you know, personal for me to share, I guess. There's a few goals that I would like to share with you guys so y'all can, you know, celebrate with me when I do reach those goals. One of my goals is to definitely reach 1K. That has been something that I have been manifesting and that I know is going to be a priority of mine throughout my whole year, and it's gonna be a huge milestone that I hit, and I cannot wait till I experience it. But yeah, definitely 1K. Another goal I would say is to improve my consistency, not only in the gym, but also with YouTube, also with just my life in general, like just being more disciplined with whatever I do. So like my routine I do in the morning, getting shit done, building up that disciplined meter for me is something that I am very passionate and working on, because it can take you so far little by little, just the tiniest parts of your day, which this book talks about so heavily. And let's see, I'm trying to share goals that are like publicly valid, if that makes sense, like goals that I can publicly share. I'm making no sense. Definitely trimming down. Trimming down is one of my goals that's like on the top of my list for sure, like one of my top 3 at least, trimming down. I don't really want to put a number out there. I feel like putting a number in my head, I don't want to say number, I don't want to say goal weight, but like putting a date for me to achieve that is something that is very toxic, at least for my mindset. It causes you to rush like your goals, if that makes sense. It causes you to feel like, okay, if I don't reach this goal by this amount of time, then I'm a failure, and I don't want to think like that. I would rather just think, okay, I'm gonna do these steps to reach this goal and I will get there. Like just manifesting it. I feel like manifesting your goals instead of putting a time on it is just way more healthier. I would say my biggest thing that I'm focusing on when it comes to losing fat is being consistent with my diet. Like that's like the hardest part. Once I get that down and I'm consistent with it, I will see results like crazy. I was always jumping like deficits and not really knowing how far into a deficit I should go. Once I finally talk to somebody that is like, you know, professionally knowledgeable in that field, then I realized, okay, I'm doing it right. I just have to be consistent, like straight up. That's just the truth of it. But yeah, y'all, that's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope y'all enjoyed, you know, chatting with me, seeing me get, I guess, vulnerable in some questions and just learning a little bit more behind the scenes about me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's little chit chat, you know, wind down with me video, and I love you all. Thank you guys so much for 500 subs. Also, do y'all like my lashes? I got them done yesterday and I love them. Anyways, I love you all. I hope y'all have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whenever y'all are watching this, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye y'all.